everyone. Welcome to another Moment of Harmony. We are here at a regularly scheduled time of a Saturday morning moment. So, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. What a week and what an extraordinary time to pause and have a moment. I'm not sure about how everything is moving in your life, but oh my goodness, the exhaustion, right? The keeping it together, the focus, the putting yourself where you need to be in the grand scheme of things. It is a lot, but you have tuned into the right space at the right time for the right moment because we are going to go ahead and put each other first, real quick. Okay? We're going to have a good 60 minutes or at least up to 60 minutes of putting each other first and giving ourselves a moment. So, welcome, 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 and welcome again. I'm just going to move us a little bit. I always forget that sunshine when I'm putting everything together because until the camera is on, I'm like moving everything around and then I keep forgetting. Look at all that. You are my sunshine. It's super sunshiny. So, but we're not mad at it. We just wanted to, we want to angle it. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, thank you, and welcome. I have a super massive birthday shout out. My beautiful, extraordinary, incredible, favorite 3-year old in the whole world. Birthday is today. Happy birthday, Dreamer Moore Brown. It is my grand girl, and she is turning 3 years old today. So, no, she does not watch her EI on a Moment of Harmony. She is too young for the YouTube. But one day, when she does a playback and she looks back on who her grandmother is, was, were, have, what have you, she will be able to say, that woman loved me because she shouted me out. She gave me a grand standing ovation on her moment because Lord knows I love that you're the munchkin watchkin. My little chunky wonky sweet spot. Happy birthday to you. I am here for you to have an extraordinary Saturday, an extraordinary birthday, just so you always know how loved you are, how appreciated you are, how adored you are. Happy birthday. Hey, Mr. Carter. Yes, let me see. We having some internet issues. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I feel honestly, I feel like so the chat is on. There'll be people who watch me on a playback and like, what is she reading now? Who is she talking to? But I do have one of my good friends on talking to me about the internet connection because of the storm. I'm praying that everything runs smoothly with this moment today because I have worked hard to push it on out. Okay, exhausted is not a word. Busy is not the word this week, right? So I'm needing it, and I'm super duper excited um, that you all are joining in with me and being a part of it. But yes, I feel like the electronic, I mean, what is it? Not electronic, technological. Get your mind right, right? I feel like the technology has been all wonky all week, and it could be all the storms. It could be all the raining if you're here in the Baltimore or the DMV area, and you've been hit by tons of rain for weeks of rain. It could be all that. It could be a lot of other, y'all know me. It could be some cosmology things going on. Some things with the universe. We had some full moons. We have some things happening. So, whatever it is, we're praying that it all runs smoothly today because I don't know about you, but I need a moment. Gemini season, gave a big birthday shout out to my girl Drewski Wooski. I want to give a shout out, happy birthday shout out to the general whose birthday was yesterday. Giving you much love, living on out in the New Orleans, doing the thing. Super duper happy birthday to you. And I'm trying to think, Gemini season is popping. Wisdom's birthday is coming up, but it's not here yet, so we're going to save a moment for that. Um, Father's Day is coming up. Y'all know I can't wait to give love and shout out to all of the extraordinary men that protect us and provide for us relentlessly, unyieldingly, amazingly. That's coming for you too. I'm just warming you up. But yes, if your birthday was this week, y'all know one thing I love to do is to celebrate a good old life. Okay, I celebrate you. I love you. I'm giving you your flowers here on a Moment of Harmony. Happy Gemini birthday. Now, let's get on into the moment. We are in a moment of harmony. There are some people on that have not been before. I'm seeing people in the chat and hi and hi and hi and welcome. It is all love and all light here. It is all beauty and all blessings. Okay, if you came here for any of that, any of it, you're in the right place, okay? If you came here, you just want to troll and you just don't want to be positive and you just came, you're bored and you just have problems you want to start, listen, your algorithm helps. Do whatever you got to do. We're just glad that the moment is going to get to where it needs to get. It's going to go to the people who need it and who are magnetizing it the most. So thank you, thank you, thank you, each and every one. It is all for the good of the great, okay? And welcome again to a Moment of Harmony. We are in a series entitled Manifestation Moments. It's about a 42-week series, almost the same length as our meiotic series that we did right before this one. And it is taking us to the front door of my 40th birthday. We are journeying together on the last year of a lot of things. I'm in my 39th year of life. Give thanks. I am in the last year of my 30s, and it is the last year of a lot of things for anyone connected to the moment. Any single person. And if you want to put in the comments today, it is the last year of what for you? Okay, what is it that after this year you will no longer, it will no longer be a part of your life. You will no longer be dealing with it. It is not going to be something that you're struggling with, working through, or trying to figure out. If it is the last year of that for you, oh, thank you. I see you, Mr. Carter. If you have to do the playback, you must do it. But I do see you here. I appreciate your love, support, and consistency always. I am extraordinarily and extremely always grateful for you. Do what you got to do with the internet doing what it is doing up in your house. I'm so sorry about that. But again, sending love and light to you always. You know, I'm going to hit you up later. Don't worry about it. You know? So, but we are in the last year of a lot of things. So if you want to comment down below if there's something that is the last year of a lot of things for you. It is the last year of poverty, the last year of loneliness. If it is your last year of confusion, if it is your last year of silence, if it is your last year of self-denial, whatever it is, it's a whole world out there of things that we don't want to be a part of our futures. We are manifesting more, and we are in this manifestation series doing just that, taking us all the way to the door, ending this series on my 40th birthday weekend in an extraordinary way of saying, y'all, we prayed our way, we worked our way, we did our thing to having more for ourselves, more of what we deserve and what we desire in our lives. This episode is entitled Magnetic Magic. So we're going to get all into the magnetic pull and how that is greatly a part of our manifestation tools and our goals and giving ourselves more and being more and doing more with and for ourselves. So I have always stated every time as a disclaimer, as I was doing this work on the laws of attraction, I've been working greatly and predominantly out of all the materials provided by The Secret. It has been my primary, I would say they've been my primary tools for this whole manifestation series. All the exercises and activities and things I want us to get into doing. A lot of it is come from the documentaries, the movies, the books, and I have this extraordinarily cute little daily teachings book calendar that I got for my birthday, and I was like, this is how I'm rocking out until 40, okay? And so I've been going into here, and I'm going to read an excerpt out of this every moment, and it is the moment that I've curated or developed and put together is loosely based around the subject of the teaching that we're pulling for this week. So the one that we are pulling this week, of course, is around what's inside of us and what we pull. So I'm going to go ahead and read that to you really quickly. And then we're going to get up into this moment, okay? Because that's what you came here for. That's what I came to do, okay? So the excerpt for today for our daily teachings, again, out of The Secret, written by Rhonda Byrne, is we attract to ourselves what we hold inside. Every circumstance, every person, and every situation that we attract and experience is based on what's inside of us. Could you ask for a more magnificent system than this? Heavy on the magnificent, okay? Magnificent system than this. Your life is a reflection of what you hold inside. Your life is a reflection of what you hold inside of you. And what you hold inside of you is always under your control. What you hold inside of you is always under your control. Yeah, y'all know we get up into this one today because So many times when we're wanting to draw in more, when we're wanting to be better, when we're wanting to have more, we are we take on this woe is me or this pity or I hope and I wish instead of I create and I am. And today I want us to really be able to move into the spaces of I create and I am. And we are going to work through that in this moment again, today's episode entitled Magnetic Magic. And with magnetic magic, we are talking about the source of centered self, the source that's centered inside of ourselves, and how we utilize that, how we nurture it, how we grow it, how we protect it, and how, most importantly, we manifest with the source of centered self. What is inside is greatly, just like the excerpt we just read, is greatly predicating or greatly creating, shall I say, what we are experiencing every day all around us and about us. So let's get all up into it. Magnetic magic inside of self. We're always, when we think about magic, I think many of times we think that, we're talking about, oh yeah, we have to fast. And I'm not knocking this. I'm a very spiritual being and I'm big into all of the rituals and traditions of our culture, all of the things that we have done, centered those of us of color, those of us of African descent. So I do think that we can put some things in place in order to center ourselves, cleanse our energy, cleanse our spirits, help with our focusing, and help us to help us to just tune our energy because we have it, and just tuning it and getting it where we want it to be. But I really don't want to overcomplicate the magic in the title of this episode. I don't want to overcomplicate when I say magnetic magic that I'm talking about a priest or a Buddhist or a shaman. I want us to understand that I'm talking about a human being human in the creation and oneness. I don't have my yin yang mates today, but in one with creation and one with God. Us having the greatest power already inside of us without us having to do anything else but to clean up and tune in. And when I say clean up, I mean rid of the distractions, rid of the toxins, rid of the dysfunctions that keep us from truly seeing what's within us, what's beneath us. I don't know if anyone else like watches the hoarding shows. Sometimes I watch those hoarding shows and I'm like, cannot handle it. But I love when when I'm watching one of the shows of the Hoarding Buried Alive series, and then you see this, you don't even know what you're looking at until they come in and clean it up and take the junk out, and it's a whole house under there, like a whole beautiful space, an open space that was completely invisible under the junk, completely hidden under the trauma and the chaos and the dysfunction. And metaphorically, I'm speaking of when we clean up what is beneath us, what is there for us to really utilize as a tool and as a magnetic pull. And a lot of times that's covered under a lot of stuff: generational curses, fear, frustration, doubt, oppression. I mean, just trash, junk, garbage, breaking down, covering up the beauty of what really is. And we can't pull in the beauty of what we really desire because we have no actual scope of the beauty and the freedom and the greatness and the light that truly is. We can't be what we can't see. And a lot of times, because of what's covered on us, what's suffocating us, what's piled up on us, we can't see what is there. And so we think we have to go outside of ourselves to create this version of ourselves that already exists if we would just clean up and tune in. Clean up and tune in. And what we will be able to do with the magic of self when we're able to do that is everything we're getting into today. So, when it comes to magnetic magic and the excerpt that we just read about everything that is a reality for you externally is a reality for you internally. So as without, so without, as within, as above, so below. The not only the laws of attraction, but the laws of existence, the laws of spirit and physical connection, beingness, oneness, unity, unison, holistic law of being is that there is no demarcation. Bump what you heard, whatever was fed to you, sold to you, forced on you. There is no demarcation between you and your greatest, highest level of self. There is only illusion. There is only distraction. There is only, what is it? Dysfunction. These are the only things between you and everything that you want, between you and everything that you want to be, between you and everything that you're looking for. And I'm going to further break that down some more today because I know many of us are saying, no, I want more harmony. I'm out here, I'm praying about it, I'm fasting about it, I'm working on having more, and I'm still feeling stuck in here. But this whole magnetic component that we are going to work with and unlock today is going to show you that even though you are speaking out and even in some ways working towards what you are keeping mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what you're holding in your chakra energy, what you are pulling in is exactly that. The silence, the white noise, the background noise, the underground fear that is still creating a magnet of chaos, lack, less than, confusion, doubt, and despair for you. I am highly agitated by despair. And I want us to just be able to transfer energies like that. Despair does not allow you to grow. It does not allow you to reflect. It doesn't allow you to change. The spirit of defeat, these things bring in more of themselves. And we don't want more despair or defeat or depression or oppression or confusion. We don't need any of those things, but they lie dormant in us. And not only are they dormant, they are hacking our magnetic magic. And we are done with it because here we are working every day, affirmations, waking up and trying very hard to change our reality, to shift and transform our realities and who we are. And we have these what is it, magnetic insoles, these magnetic energies that are pulling in still dysfunction to us. Not anymore, not after today. We are done with it. It is the last year for subconscious sabotage. Last year for subconscious sabotage. No longer am I pulling in that what does not work for me. No longer will my fears dominate my future. No matter will I manifest half-heartedly and inconsistently and what is it? What's the other word I'm looking for? Backwards. I'm looking for that type of word. That just anything coming in that is not the way that it should be, not the way that I intended it to be laced. You know what I'm saying? I'm having blessings that are laced in poison, laced in dysfunction, laced in breakdown. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're working hard to work on the magnet, the source of centered self. We're working hard to work on that internal magnet of self. So first part of that, or let me just let you know the breakdown. The breakdown is going to be today. We're going to get into changing our question when it comes to the magnetic magic. We're going to change what we're pulling in by changing what we're putting out. Okay, we're going to get into that. It sounds simple, but we are going to break it down. We're going to change our question to the universe. We're going to get into what we have is what we bring. What we eat at the table, what we bring, what we get here in life is what we brought to this life. And many of us, I can't wait to get to this because some of us are going to be like, I didn't choose my father. I didn't choose the house we grew up in. I didn't choose any of these circumstances that happened to me. And I want us to really be able to, as adults, as spiritual and creative beings, as individuals with the ability to create and to choose now, letting us know how we are choosing things that were lessons or keeping things that were to help construct and build us, and we're keeping them and they're concreting us down when they were only supposed to transform us, when they were only supposed to work as alchemy. We were only supposed to transform whatever came our way instead of we got stuck in cracks that we were supposed to grow through. So you get what you bring, and then the third thing we're going to go through is protecting our pool. Once we get all of the tools in place and we feel centered, and you know what, I am more cognizant of what it is I'm pulling in. I'm being more intentional about what's inside of me, because I am really honestly, not defensively, but honestly being able to see that the circumstances around me have been a part of my fear. The circumstances around me have been a part of my patterns. I have obsessed. I have thought about them. I have worked at preventing them, but focused on the trauma in them. And they have continued to be a cycle and a pattern in my life. I am going to work on, we are going to get to the manifestation of it all and protecting our pool, protecting what we're pulling in and what we're using to pull in the first place. Y'all ready? Buckle up, sit down, because we're going to get all up into this moment. Okay, the first part, change your question. This one is such a great and extraordinary component of this moment, because many times when hardships come our way, when negativity is a part of our circumstance, when something is not the way that we want, desire, or need it to be, we are sending out, why me? How am I going to even deal with this? Why is this happening to me? And a lot of times, this is what we're holding. Again, I am highly agitated by despair. These questions are coming from a place of defeat, despair, fear, pain, low vibration. Okay, we'll sum it all up. It is coming from a place of low vibration, and we're wondering about why things are not working out for us, why we're not getting the results that we're seeking, or why we're not consistently holding the results that we're seeking, meaning things are inconsistent, up and down, roller coaster, chaotic, and we can't keep the joy that we're seeking. We can't find it, or we can't keep it, and we want to do this differently. We want to do this better. So my urge in this point is to change your question to the universe. Many times we are asking the wrong question and we're getting the wrong answer. We're sitting right in the midst of chaos. We're sitting right in the midst of a growing opportunity, a revelation, because sometimes we're broken down by revelations. We're broken down by seeing people as they really are. We're broken down and we're distraught by circumstances coming about in the way we worked so hard for them not to be. And I've done everything in my power not to get to this point in my life, except for change my mind about it, except for change my heart about it. I've done everything externally. We are not going to be poor. We're not going to lose the job. I'm going to do everything I can. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to, all we're thinking about. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to die alone. All we're Change the question that you're asking and you're sending out, the frequency that you are putting out to the universe, boomeranging back to you what is most important to you. In your mind, this poverty thing seems to be peace, mighty nature. This poverty thing seems to be at the top of your list. It must be where you're most comfortable. It must be where you desire to be, because that's where all your energy goes. This depression thing, this loneliness thing, this woe is me, this childhood thing, this not healing thing, this trauma thing, this violation thing. These things are constant thoughts of yours. I don't want anything to happen to my children because something happened to me. I don't want to go. And it is the frequency we're sending out. Even if we're sending it out with the vibrational tone of I don't want or I hope not. Highly agitated by despair. That's just going to be my cliff note all day. I am highly agitated by despair. I choose not to sit in the space of begging, pleading, hoping, and wishing. I choose to tap into my divine beingness of creation and divinity and power. And I don't even want to think about I got to do this so that doesn't happen. This will not happen. This is not a part of my story. And what of it that was a part of my story was not to stop me, but to grow me, was not to hurt me, but to heal me. This was a part of my missioning. It is not a part of my description. It is a part of my purpose and not my definition. but being able to change the narrative that we are writing for our very own stories, changing your question to the universe. Stop asking the wrong questions. Why me? Why not me? Why this? When? Where? How? When is it my turn? Wrong question. Wrong answer. You're getting silence. You're getting repetitive chaos. You're getting things that don't belong to you because you're owning a narrative of your story that is not yours. It is not yours. And I don't, and again, we have generational curses and we have lessons and we have just a way of this sad, dysfunctional, frustrating societal structure at times that is really just showing us that we are to be beating, what is that, begging, pleading, consuming, everything but creating, owning, becoming, being. We are flipping that. We are flipping the frequency. This is a frequency flip, y'all. And we're doing that today on a moment of harmony, and we're using that tool for manifesting moving forward. It is the last year for a lot of things. Mind you, I'm not asking for it to be the last year. Mind you, I'm not hoping for it to be the last year of a lot of things. Mind you, I'm not pleading for it. I'm not writing it 100 times and hoping that that happens. I am creating, demanding, and magnetizing, decla- firmly declaring that at my 39th year of life, I am walking through the journey of my last year of my 30s. There are loving individuals full of energy journeying with me, and not only will I turn a new chapter, but I will have a new me when that chapter comes in because of the intentional purging, rearranging, and moving that I am doing in this motion right now. I am declaring, I am changing my narrative, and I'm speaking differently to myself, to my circumstance, and to my life. Change your question to the universe. Not why you, not why not you, what not when, not where, not how. Speak out. Creator, I know that it is coming, what it is that I'm looking for. I see it already here. I thank you for the preparation. Being in a place of despair. Where is this money gonna come from? My bestie, I don't think she's on the line today, but she's so good at this, and she and I have been working so hard at this, and it has been so incredible for us. But she has gotten it down to a science. I be like, girl, I don't even have to remind you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you'll get in there like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I, I am sharing. I'm not preaching. Why is this? What do you want from me? I'll do. What in the world am I supposed to be? Wrong questions. My bestie, whatever, I'll go and I'll check on her when something crazy is happening. I'll be like, Boop, I want to see if you're okay. How you doing? How you handling things? And she'll just be like, I don't know where it's coming from, but the relief is on the way. This resolution already is here. I am just walking day by day, awaiting for the reality that I've already manifested, or she may say the reality that I'm creating, or what I've prayed for to come about. And I'll just be like, look at you change flipping the frequency. Going from I maybe you want me to focus more on my financial standing. Maybe you want me to pause more. You want me to pause and be more present in the gains around me and in the resources and the energy where I put things. But one thing I know you don't want me to do is to be begging, to be without, to be in despair, to be hungry, to be stressed. So why do I go into those places when the bank account looks a certain way or when something unexpectedly hits me in a financial or resource area? Why do I go there when I know that is not the calling? Why do I go there when I know that is not the purpose? But we do change the question, change the answer. Not creator, why me? Creator, what am I to be gaining in this moment for the betterment of myself? What is it that you are highlighting that I may have missed that when I see it will put me more into place and position? Oh my God, I can't believe my friends are saying this. I can't believe that the workplace is being like this. I can't believe that my love life is looking like this. Like, I can't. Wrong question, wrong answer. more confusion, more insecurity, more doubt, more dread, more debt. Creator, thank you for revealing to me what I need to see. What is it inside of me that I am pulling into this situation? What in this situation where I'm like, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, am I in the twilight zone? What is happening today? Or in these you can't make this stuff up type of moments. What is it that is resonating with me deep down inside that I have not listened to or paid attention to, or that I'm not even aware of, that I am pulling in such a crazy circumstance? How many times have we said that at the grocery store, at the stoplight, and we're just like, out of nowhere, this thing happened. This person said this thing. This person did this thing. And just like in the excerpt we're reading, there is not one thing that is not aligning divinely, that is not moving in alignment with us. And when I say divine alignment, I do not mean a big hand in the sky that pulls it together. I mean a source of power from within. Not talking about a big hand in the sky. I'm talking about a source of power from within. Divine alignment. It is in you. The prayers and the answers that you are seeking, the voice from the creation, divine guidance is coming from here. Clean it up, tune it in. Make sure that it's not hidden behind chaos. Make sure it's not drowned out. Make sure that it's not blocked, right? And I have a car. I had to get a new car a little bit ago, and I love my new car. I was devastated about having to get a new car. Devastated about my car getting totaled, getting hit by somebody. I was, oh my gosh, whole time being aligned for greatness, for things that I really need, for things that it's time for me to have. But that's not what I was focused on. But in my car has sensors, right? It's, fully, it has all the sensors all around. It lets me know when there's something in other lanes. Rear sensor, front sensor. My front sensor, after it snowed and everything, needs to be reset, or I need to get behind the grill and like clean it out because my front sensor has some debris or blockage. And so I keep getting a message from my car that your front sensor is blocked. We can't tell you what the car is communicating. I can't tell you when you're too close to something. I can't do the job right because the front sensor is blocked. And it's not saying that the front sensor isn't there. It's not saying that it's not operable. It's not saying that it no longer can do, or it's not functionable. It's saying that it's blocked. So it's creating a barrier that's keeping it from functioning correctly, accurately, appropriately. But even in this malfunction, I'm still tripping on how every time I get close to something, the car lets me know, we want to show you what's going on with the sensor, but we can't because you got this blockage of your sensor. You got to get your sensor blocked. And I'm just saying, well, that's funny because if my sensor is blocked, how does the car keep telling me every time I get close that I need to get the sensor unblocked? Because it's not saying that it's not there. It's saying that it is blocked. It's not saying that it's not working. And I'm saying with this source of centered self, this magnet that we have inside of us, if we could have a notice come to our emails or our phones or whatever we pay attention to that says it's not that what you are trying to, the tools you are using don't work, is that they are blocked, they are covered, there is a distraction, there's a barrier between what we are fully capable of and what we can truly do. And all we need you to do is get your sensor realigned. We need you to get the blockage cleared up so that we can clearly operate the way you were born to. I'm not saying to go and create a whole nother version of yourself that doesn't exist. We're saying to tune into the greatest parts of yourself so that you can see all that you truly are. What if I told you that you have yet, like an iceberg, you have yet to see all of the greatest potentials of yourself? And you don't wake up one day just born this new person. You bring this person into light. That's all you're doing. When it comes to all of your blessings, we are bringing them into view, into perspective, into circumference or parameter of where I am. Everything that I need to just pull into the atmosphere of right now. And I need to do that by making sure that what is in me 100% aligns with and matches that which I am pulling to myself, because everything around me is showing me what's really there. And I'll give you just a couple of examples. A couple of years ago, last night, I was talking to someone I'm very close to. Shout out to Akili. I know he watches the moment from time to time. And we were speaking about what is it we were talking about? Oh, we were talking about my hair. There was a picture. I got a TikTok from my daughter. It was an old TikTok, and my hair was straightened out. And my friend had never seen my hair like that before. And he was just like, why'd you stop? We were somewhere to like, why'd you stop? Like I used to go get my hair straightened during the winter time by the Dominicans, and it was like, why'd you stop getting your hair straightened? And I went into the last time that I got my hair straightened. I was in it was for my 35th birthday. When I went into talking about why I had stopped getting my hair straightened, there was a season for me. It's been some very transformative times, y'all. Woo, when I tell you, it's like a transformation hit one year, and every year has been intense and extreme transformation ever since. So the last year that I had my hair straight, I went to go and look and was like, when was the last time I did that? 35th birthday, right? It was my 35th birthday. And literally, we're talking about 4 years ago. So we're talking about right before, we're talking about literally when I go back to just the picture, mind you, I'm just going back to this time frame of this one subject I'm talking about, and it illuminates for me that the last 4 years and what they have meant to me and what they have been to me and how my body and life has responded. So I let him know, well, I used to get it done every year in the wintertime around my birthday. Um, because for all my girlies out there, whenever Dominicans straighten your hair, because they don't use any chemicals or anything, so when they just straighten it out, it only stays straight as long as humidity don't hit you. So I would get it done in the winter because it's gonna last longer. Um, and the last time that I got it done, since then, so many things have taken place year after year after year after year. And I've been in a consistent, if you want to say inconsistent, whatever word we use, fluctuation, a consistent fluctuation, which is inconsistency of life matters. Really rough patches. And what happens when I stress, especially the older I get, but what begins to happen whenever I'm stressed or I feel disheveled and I feel like I'm needing to recenter, I'm needing to reconfigure my life, I will lose weight or I will lose hair or both at the same time, but everything will fluctuate. And so when life started getting into this super transformative place, I kind of was like, not doing anything to my hair because I wanted it to stay strong. Because again, it starts to fall out when I'm very stressed or when I'm going through something pretty traumatic. When my brother died, and then I just had a brother that recently transitioned. But all types of things, the ending of relationships, the ending of lifestyles, the ending of vocations, and I mean, massive, major transitions. Now, we're all being challenged and going through transitions regularly, but some of them are small. Like I was doing this job and now I'm doing another job, or I was living in this house and I need to move to a new house. But I hit a period, and this is all me chronicling this one question, going back through to like really, um, just give thorough information on what was happening and why I haven't done this thing in a long time. But um, there was a massive transformation that lasted years, like 2 years. And I mean, just sinking to the bottom of the ship, being at that rock bottom in life where everything changes, like a complete metamorphosis. I call it the shakedown, right? Actually, I was calling it the shakedown of the century. So when this happened, right, again, 4 years, when the last time that I did what I was talking about, got my hair straightened in this routine that I was doing, was the last year that I felt true happiness and the way that I defined it at that time. Once my life was shaken up, meaning that there was a life I had for a number of years. This is what you do. This is your mission. This is where you work. This is who you're in a relationship with. This is your status with your children and your home and your life. And it was one way, not saying things didn't change. We didn't need to go work through. We didn't need to, things didn't grow. But there was a stagnant course of life, and I was in a consistent coasting where I felt like life as I knew it and defined it was what it was. And then a transformation hit when every single thing that I had defined myself in, everything that I felt I was working to be my best connected to, not my best self, but my best connections, my best definitions of self, was ripped. Everything. I mean, every area I defined myself in: motherhood, career, vocation, relationship, every area was questioned and reconstructed. And this is in that time frame. When I was thinking back about, wow, well, how come you haven't gotten back to routines, right? You're not in that place anymore. How come you have not gotten back to routines post the shakedown of the century? How come you still don't do those things? This question made me think, like, how come you don't do the things you used to do in, back before, when life was seemed all was well for you, or was what you knew it to be? You were in a comfortable, a complacent place with life. And this brings me to the magnetic magic. Once I had that shakedown of the century, even though I've worked very hard to revamp and recuperate my life, to turn trials and tragedy into triumph, to take risk, chance, and become the woman that I want to be, there is a recording of trauma that still keeps me stuck in places I'm not anymore. So when I think back, when I was thinking about explaining the last time I felt truly happy, I thought back to the things that defined me in that version of myself, that made me feel like I had a place of belonging and that I knew who I was. But they were all, mind you, all connected to other things, other people's, and external energy, which is why it had to be taken and why it had to be shaken. I get it now. Because who I am growing to be is an extraordinary version of who I was when I thought I was great. So that's a whole nother moment. But what I want to focus on is the mindset that I carry into the move forward motion. Hi, boo. I love you. I was just talking about you. Um, that's the bestie. Is that my bestie? And that's my bestie. Love and shout out to you, dude. So I here am working, and I cannot tell you how much gain I have had since that time in life. And I mean deeper connections, um, vaster finances, um, deeper understanding, intense transformation, great and genuine peace. I'm trying to tell you the things that I've gained since the takeover of the century, or the shakedown of the century, right? And still, I'm trying to figure out, well, if you've grown so much, if you've gained so much, if you're so different, when you define your happy year, happiest times, why is it still post your shakedown? Why is it still post your transformation? And it made me think about the subconscious trauma and recordings that I'm playing, even in my victory, even in my triumph, even in my growth. And no wonder, even though you've left toxic situations, even though you've outgrown environments that were stagnant or no longer suiting you, your mindset and your spirit and your heart are still caught up in the surviving of it. You have yet to feel happy after post your transformation. even though you said all I need to do, again, I talk about is I want to secure the home that I need and want. I want to secure the career that I need and want. I want the intimate connections that grow me and feed me and stimulate me. I want, I need, I want, I need, and then you get them. I'm talking to all of us woke folk who are sitting here frustrated about why we are not pulling in realities, why we cannot have peace within self, why the source of centered self is still fractured or fragmented. And going back into what is I have not flipped the frequency. I went through some stuff that I survived. I've journeyed through some lessons. I took some classes. I rose to some occasions. But I have not flipped the frequency on the experiences. So even though I am where I said I want to be, why am I there though? Am I there from trauma? Am I still held captive in fear? So do I still feel like, whoo, I survived that? We know how many people that were held captives, and y'all know I'm a buff on all of the crime stuff and the lawyer stuff and the story. I like to get my detective brain on. I also greatly am addicted to the study of human life and being why we do and how we work. And so I watch all types of stuff, child. You wouldn't imagine. You can't put it in a box. That's all I gotta say. I surprise you every time. But people who've been held captive, like kidnapped, and then they're free, and people expect them to be like free, like living their lives. But a lot of them, can become addicted to drugs or become suicidal, and it is because they're not held captive in the situation. This is the excerpt that we read at the beginning of this moment. You're not held captive in the actual circumstance. Somebody who touched you a long time ago. Someone that disappointed you. It was not today. Someone that robbed you, betrayed you, left you, abandoned you. That's not at all what has happened in the past 10 or 15 years. Yet your life still reflects the trauma. Your choices, your reality is still reflecting that child of abandonment or rejection. It's still reflecting that person of disappointment or despair. It is still reflecting the distrust and the oppression and the pain. And you're not there anymore because you're not trapped in the circumstance. You're trapped in the trauma. You're trapped in the energy and the source of centered self. This magnetic magic, because magic works both ways. We've heard of spells and curses just like we've heard of releases and wishes or manifestations. And the reason something is called a curse or a spell, it is because it is still using the energy of source magic negatively. So I curse you, I condemn you, I wish harm on you. This is whether people are hating on us, cussing us out, being vulgar towards us, verbally abusive. These are things that people are stamping onto our lives negatively. You can do it to yourself. So the magnetic magic, which is the source of centered self. You are progressing. I'm fasting, I'm working out, I'm changing my crowd, I'm changing my energy. But when you think about peace, you still don't have it. When you think about happiness, you still can't claim it. When you think about victory, it's still unfamiliar. Because a lot of us have changed our lives with the centeredness of trauma. I'll never again live like that. I'll never again be like that. We're out here looking for new love and new connections with old hurt and old fears. I am not preaching. I just want you to know that. I'm sharing. And we're wondering why we're not pulling in what we're asking for. Because what we're asking for is not in alignment with what we're asking with. What I'm asking for is not in alignment with what I'm asking with. I'm asking with pain. I'm asking with despair. I'm asking with doubt. I'm asking with defeat. And I'm wondering why my victories are short lived or not actualizing at all. Why my sensor is, um, what is it? I'm trying to think what the car says. Your sensor is blocked. Your sensor is blocked. The job that your spirit has of pulling in cannot properly and appropriately. I'm saying every circumstance. I just had a brother that, my second sibling that transitioned, that died. Since the first sibling died, there's always now this new understanding, or I would say fear, of what is possible. Meaning that, we all as teenagers have this invincibility, and just things happen to other people, it doesn't happen to you. And then something super traumatic happens to you. And what you do with the seed of that super traumatic circumstance predicates or dictates what is going to continue to happen to you. I'm not saying that you are the fault of any wrong thing in your life. What I am saying is that you are the foundation. You are the focus. Your focus is the foundation. I recently just lost my brother, and I just went into the hospital for a sister who was diagnosed with something that was a really big deal. And I was thinking, like, wow, ever since my second brother died, here's seven of us. We all think we're invincible and incredible, and we are the Wonder Seven, right? So when the baby brother died, young, we were like, what the heck? A shift of reality and a seed of doubt, seed of despair. Then the second brother dies. Now, mind you, once the first brother died, we all kind of had a different understanding about how will everybody make it to old age and the doubts. Then my second brother transitions, and my sister just gets sick. Right when we're all sitting here thinking about how our because these are urns, how the necklaces are filling up, how the surreal, the unrealness that this is happening to us. And then sure enough, it is a fear, and it becomes a focus. I'm saying, being in a million things are coming to my mind right now, and I want to stay focused because I'm saying that there are so many things that I can look at right now in my life and say, I know deep down inside how I don't want them to be. I know deep down inside how I've been really afraid or worried. Worry is a magnet. Fear is a magnet. Obsession. Um, Strong energies, powerful energies, right? And I'm saying that when we are not flipping the frequency, I need to focus more on cherishing life than I do on fearing the loss of it. This is what this circumstance came in to teach me, to show me. It did not come in to make me more fearful and weaker. But because I am not flipping the frequency, it is also having a power of weakening my ability to manifest better instead of to create what I fear. Changing the frequency, what we're putting out into the universe. You get what you bring. There's a saying that I love that says, the only zen you find at the top of the mountain, and I don't know I'm gonna say anonymous because I don't cannot remember the quote, or but there's a quote that the only zen you find at the top of a mountain is the zen that you brought there, that you bring there. That's the only zen that you're going to find at the top of the mountain. Meaning that many people who say, I'm going on this retreat, or I'm doing this thing to find peace, That quote is quoting and letting us know you don't find peace, you bring peace. You are peace. That's how you get it. Now, again, like I use the analogy of the hoarding buried alive, there can be a lot of beauty under a lot of junk. That's why I said, no, we're not seeking to find. We are cleaning up to tune in. It's already yours. You're already her. You're already him. The healed version of yourself, the healthy version of yourself, the elevated version of yourself, the divine reflection of yourself is there. Nobody is getting pregnant with you and rebirthing you but you. You are here. And everything is here with you. You get out of this life, when we talk about magnetite, the magnetic magic, you get out of this life what you bring to it. What if I told you that at the start of a day, when you're getting yourself together and you're in your mind about your expectations of the day, what if I told you that the only good you get out the day is the good that you'll bring to the day? I sure hope this is a peaceful day. Only the peace you bring. When something comes your way, peace doesn't drop out the sky, it comes from you. I sure hope this is a productive day. Only the productivity you bring. When you come in and you're sluggish and you're non-productive and you're unmotivated and you have no momentum, ain't nobody hand that to you. It wasn't sitting at your desk when you got to work, right? Only the productivity you bring. I sure hope this is a day of acknowledgement. I hope this is a day of kindness and ease. Only what you bring to this day. Oh, you know what? Someone brought me something, someone said something, and it made my day. What if I tell you that you made the day that allowed someone to bring something, say something, or do something to illuminate the day that you made? That's the perspective I'm talking about when I'm talking about magnetic magic. Magnetic magic. I can't tell you how many times something has happened and I've been like, I really needed that. Thank you. How did you know I needed that hug? How did you know I needed that affirmation? How did you know I needed this support? How did you know? They didn't know. How would they know what you were creating the whole time? But I want you to know what you're creating the whole time. I want you to know that the things that you need, you're pulling in. I want you to know that the things that you want, you're pulling in. But I also want you to be cognizant of the things that you fear, you're pulling in. The things that you vehemently are disgusted and what is it? Done over. You're over with. You don't want it. If it's an obsession and it's a thought, you brought that in too. Again, I'm not minimizing anyone's pain, trauma, abuse. If someone is in a domestic violent relationship, if someone is in a toxic situation, if someone is in a despair place, a deplorable place of work or career or being, I'm not blaming you or minimizing it. But I am simply submitting to you today. What if the hero that you need, you are, and if you bring it to your life, you'll have it? What if the moment that you need, you have, and if you birth it in your life, that's how you'll get it? The things we say no to, the things we say yes to, the things we engage in, the things we give to, the magnetic magic of self. Everything around you is only a mirrored reflection of what is inside of you. I say I want love, but I'm still holding on to this abuse of my childhood. I say I want financial freedom and security, but there is still a whisper in my mind about what I deserve and what I'm capable of and what I have the capacity to create or produce. I still don't know really if I could be a millionaire. Me, I mean, everybody in this life doesn't become a millionaire. I mean, I'm not a singer, I'm not an athlete, but we'll work hard. We'll go to work and bust booty. I don't know if I can even say that on YouTube. Sorry, y'all. Bust our butts, work our butts off, something like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to work and work our butts off. And then wonder why we still. Because there's inside of us. It's not what you're asking for. That's your problem. That's not the problem. It's not that what you're asking for is too big, it's that what you're asking with is too little. It's too broken. It's too blocked. Okay? Now, you get what you bring. All you bring to your day is all you'll get in your day. All you bring to your life is all you'll get in your life. All you bring. I mean, if you a broken cycle on repeat, a broken record, your life is going to be a broken record. If you are just full of all the pity, resentment, and remorse, I mean, just full of trauma, your life is going to be pitiful, defeated, and full of trauma. But if you are victorious, peace, my love. But if you are victorious, but if you are resilient, if you are consistent, if you keep the people around you, shout out to Rach, if you keep the people around you that are going to lay hands and give love and light, that's what comes about into your day. That's what comes about into your reality. That's what becomes what happens around you. We cannot ask and prophesy greatness and whisper and keep pain and resentment and destruction. We have to again, the subconscious sabotage. We have to go into the deepest recesses of self and say, how do I flip this frequency? Me not having enough as a child was not for me to live in constant fear and slavery to materialism in adulthood. It was for me to create realities for people that have what they need, have more than enough, and to be comfortable in abundance. It's a very different perspective of living in fear of lack. Being comfortable in abundance is one vibration, fear of lack is another. You are the magic magnet. Your source of centered self is drawing in your reality every moment of every second of every done. When you are done, it is done. When you are ready, it is ready. When you are real, it is real. And when the conversation is pure, the reality is too. And I'm talking about the conversation with self and spirit. Now, we get to the last point of this because we're going a little bit over an hour and we got to get to Dream's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Protect your pool. This is the last point. Harmony, we hear you talking about changing the way that we're communicating with the universe, flipping the frequency, change the question. Stop asking the wrong question because we're getting the wrong answer. We don't want to hear that no more, right? We get it. We're listening to what you're saying about being the peace that you're seeking, understanding that what you're asking for is coming from in here, not from out there. Okay? Now that we got that together, we're intentional about what we're asking for. We're changing the quiet conversation of divinity. We are making sure that when something unsavory, unbecoming, that we're not super happy about comes about, we're making sure and certain that we're saying, hey, I'm not keeping this as a crutch, but I'm using this as a tool. What did I say the other day? I'm not keeping this as a worry. I'm trying to think of what I said at the last moment. A tool or a weapon. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to have this be a weapon used against me. I'm going to use this as a tool for my development. Okay, that's where I'm going with it, y'all. If I can't, I'm in my period days. Stay with a girl. Stay with me. Love me. Pray for me, child, because things is real. So now that we've gotten to all of that, I'm working on that. I'm making sure that I'm asking the right questions, not why me, but Creator, what do you need me to see? I'm doing all these things now, Harmony. You know, we talked about it in your moment, and I'm doing them now. But now, how do I keep that same energy? I mean, because life is long and days are longer. You know what I'm saying? How do I keep this same energy? How do I make sure that this magnetic magic I have is always on fleek? It's always working for me. Protecting your pool. A lot of times we talk about protecting our peace. A lot of times we're always talking about, I can't go here because I'm protecting my peace. Protect your peace. But also guard your worry, guard your obsession, guard your fears, and stand guard over your insecurities. So sometimes we just say protect the peace and we don't go into the in-depth, we don't go into all the components of what that means, and then doubt and despair and destruction seeps in size of a mustard seed into these places of our lives, and then the subconscious sabotage begins. Protect your pool. Yes, I must cover my peace. I need to be joyful. I want to be happy. But the way I'm seeing this more now moving forward, so I don't play around with it, so I don't think that it's something I can choose to do or don't do, understand that everything is the pool and I must protect my pool. No, I'm not engaging in this conversation, not just for my peace, but for my pool. Every single thing is added and contributing to what I'm pulling in and who I'm being. I'm protecting my pool. How do we protect our pool? Thought, speech, and energy. Thought, speech, energy. It's the whole pool trilogy. Oh, look at that. Bars. Thought, thought, speech, and energy is the whole pool trilogy. Okay? Thought, speech, energy. That was a harmony original that just came up out of nowhere, okay? Like freestyle real quick. Thought, speech, energy. Protect your pool. Protect the way that you are thinking. When those listen, listen. I am in grieving. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of grieving, I have loved ones that I love and I'm always here for that are in a grieving space with me. I have to protect my thoughts. I have to first stop saying things like I'm grieving. Don't worry, y'all. I got a grief retreat coming. We gonna do all that. Don't. That's a whole nother story. I have to stop saying things like I'm grieving and say I'm remembering. I'm healing. Protect my pool. I'm protecting my pool. Thought, speech, energy. Protect the things that I'm saying. Oh, y'all, that is hard for me because I talk a lot. And what's up in here tends to just come on out, even if it's just a sigh. I just have to say, I am so over this. You don't know how many times I'm at work like, oh, I can't deal with these people. I'm so tired of these people. I'm exhausted. I don't have anything left. My energy is gone. And wondering what it is that I'm bringing in. Not about what I'm asking for, it's about what I'm asking with, right? Speech and then energy. Protecting your pool with your energy. If it brings me down, if it doubts myself, yes, that relationship that just causes you to not feel safe, stable, and loved, it is not protecting your pool. You're pulling in more of the chaos, more of the deception, more of the roller coaster, more of the breadcrumbing is being pulled in because you're not keeping your energy. This person isn't good for your energy. That job that keeps making you think you're going nowhere, you're stuck, you don't have options, you don't have choices. You're not protecting your pool and you're pulling in more days. You're going to look up and it's another year anniversary, another Christmas party at work because you are pulling in what you already see and are. And you have not begun to move yourself out of those detrimental spaces. Protect your pool, your energy. You were sick last year and then you're sicker this year. Whatever you're battling is progressing. Protect your pull. Protect what you're pulling in for yourself. You say I'm beating this, you get on Instagram and say I'm getting my smoothies and I'm going to heal up and what the doctors say don't matter, but you get home by yourself and you are speaking and thinking and allowing people around you with fear mongering, low vibrational, and doubt to be a part of your phone calls, to be a part of your party, to be a part of your dinners and your outings, to be your consultations. Well, you know, it's my friend, it's my best friend, it's my sister, it's my cousin, it's my mom. Not saying me, I got some great people, I love y'all. But this is, so I listen to them when they say, have you made your will? Because you may not last. You know, it could be living in your last days. Protect your pull. I can't afford to pull anything I no longer want to live in. I can't pull environments that don't serve me. I can no longer pull in people that do not love me unconditionally, fully, and healthily. I can no longer pull in half, you know what, finances and resources. I cannot afford to pull in a life that I don't want to live. Protect your pull. I go where the light shines on me. I speak to where I am built up, and I put energy into the energy that builds around, again, my trilogy of manifestation: thought, speech, energy. Thought, speech, energy, the trilogy, right? So when it comes down to this magnetic magic, and we're gonna get up out of this long moment. I have so much to do today. Why am I talking, talking, and talking? And I was kept on saying today, I wonder if you can do a 30-minute moment. Girl, bye. Magnetic magic, right? When we get into this magnetic magic and the source of centered self, I want us to understand that as we are manifesting more, because you deserve it and you'll have it, and we are making sure it's going to happen for us. As you are manifesting more, be certain that you are flipping frequencies that are supposed to be used appropriately for your betterment. It's all for your good. If you're having a hard time trying to figure out what is supposed to be used for your good, here's the end of it. It's all for your good. If you can't find a way to make it work for you, you are not in a workable process for yourself, right? You pulling in something negative. I don't care what it is. I'm not being heartless. Life is out here. Life in this kick. What did they say? Kicking tail and taking numbers. Okay, it's life in. If you cannot find a way to make it work for you, I promise you, you're stuck and you're blocking a blessing. You're blocking your manifestations. If we are not being able to flip the frequency, get what we bring to, if we are not focused more on what we're bringing into our lives than what is just so happened to be happening to us, I'm trying to tell you what you're manifesting is being blocked by your own vision and your own understanding. And it's okay, because who taught us, right? We're learning, we're growing, but we're changing that. It's the last year. It's the last year of a lot of that chaos. And then we are protecting every single thing I think, say, and do is my pull. It is the pulling of things into my life. And I no longer pull. I pulled in my parents and married them. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Pulled in my parents and married them. I pulled in the bullies of my childhood and worked with them. I pulled in all the things I'm afraid of. I pulled in all the things I'm running away from. I pulled in all the things. Protect your pull. Now I pull in the things that I'm worthy of. I pull in the things that I need. I pull in the things that are intended for me. I pull in the purpose of my life. Flip that frequency. You are magnetic magic, and I love you, love you, love you with your magical self. And then if you got some melanin on that magic, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying. Okay, now go on this Saturday, because it's my Juski's birthday. Go on that Saturday and take really good care of yourself. Please take good care of yourself. Y'all, I don't know deeper ways to say this. Every way that you can, your health, your mind, your heart, your spirit. I'm not saying take care like y'all take care now and you hear. No, I'm saying, I'm urging, I'm praying, I'm giving, I'm confirming what you're already feeling inside of yourself. Take care of yourself. Return the phone call, don't return the phone call. Work out, eat that, do this. Yes, ma'am. Hi, Sissy Pooh. Take good care of yourself. Let that ish go. Clean that stuff up. Bring that stuff in. Take that vitamin. Take that walk. Drink that water. Talk to that boo. Take good care of yourself. And then, once you are good and super straight, right? Go on out your way to take really good care of someone else. Y'all, we the only reason we survive, and I want you to know that. We came here for each other, okay? Came here with each other, for each other, do good things with one another. I love you all so much. I wouldn't be here without you. You know what I'm saying? You go on and have yourself a wonderful and extraordinary weekend. I cannot wait to see you for another moment of harmony very soon. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'll see you for another moment of harmony next week.